dear Lord.
Yes, everyone's been talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And this may be old news at this point. I don't know. Actually, this article came out yesterday. But anyway, the creative director Daniel Vavra echoes Kelly Sue DeConnick. Don't buy the game. I hate these names. I really hate these names. So here we have, Brokeback Mountain Medieval Edition. Kingdom Come to Deliverance creator director Daniel Vavra recently told one possible customer don't buy the game when asked about it if it was necessary to include a graphic depiction of sodomy in the game. And yes, it does.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's not forced on them. It's like you choose to have that done.
Who in their right goddamn mind would choose that?
Well, a lot of people will be like, well, Baldur's Gate 3, blah, 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 blah. I have that game. I've played through it. I've not played through it gay. I'm not going to. But from all the evidence I've seen, they might show chest, but it's not like pump and hump and action going on. So it's not that graphic. Whether this Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is that way, I don't know. I haven't seen the footage, and I'm probably not going to.
I don't want to see the footage.
So yeah, his response, don't buy the game. It does echo the sentiments of so many before who have said that and then lost their ass on it. But I'll continue. I have more points, but it's in the article. So Bavra's comments will sound familiar to Marvel comic readers, given it is what writer Kelly Sue DeConnick told Sci-Fi Wire back in 2017. She said, "If you don't like my politics, don't buy my book." By 2019, DeConnick was lamenting of the state of the comic book industry, telling Nerd News, "From our perspective, the industry has contracted, and we're very worried about comics right now." I'm a little confused by that wording. The industry is contracted, and is it just me, or does that sound wrong?
It sounds wrong.
It contracted what? STD?
Beats the fuck out of me. I don't know.
DeConnick is not the only one to make such comments. More recently, Doctor Who actor Nutty
No.
Nakudi
Shooty.
Shooty Gatwa told Variety that people who did not like his casting should not watch, turn off TV, and go touch grass, please, for God's sakes. Potential viewers seemingly took his advice, as his turn as the Doctor has posted the worst ratings in the series' entire history.
Oh God, that's a lot.
You mean people don't like gay stuff? Okay, look. For all you people who like the gay stuff, you can have your own gay channel. You can have your gay magazines. You can have your gay websites. You can have your gay, uh, dirty websites. Anyway, you don't have to invade everything else. We don't want a gay Doctor Who or a gay whatever the case, Spider-Man, or whatever the case may be.
But that's the thing. They could have all these other things, but they got to want to take over everybody else's stuff, and that's just not fair.
It is unclear if Vavra, that fucking name, it just makes me think of vulva. Yeah. But anyway, Vavra's comments will affect the sales of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Warhorse Studios recently announced the game had sold 1 million copies already, so the game is doing quite well. It is. But I wish it were not. I think most people are like, okay, so it's an optional gay scene. It's not woke. It's okay with me. But his attitude alone makes me want to be like, no, fuck you, fuck your product, let it die.
Every time I hear this game's name, I cannot help but think of the 70s movie called Deliverance.
Yeah, I brought that up when I was on reality based, but there are, and I gave the line and everything, and I think no one was familiar with it.
Well,
Too often I forget, hey, fuck, if I make a 70s or 80s reference, these people are going to be clueless.
yeah.
Too often I forget that. Like if you were born after the year 2000, you cannot touch anything before the year 2000. Like you can't watch an old movie. What the fuck's wrong with you? You know,
To those in our chat, if you do not know the movie Deliverance, don't watch it. I mean, just don't bother with it. Just don't bother with it. Just leave it alone.
okay. It's like the nobody says here. It's a little odd to put sex in games. I don't care if it's gay or straight. Who wants to see that just playing fantasy? If you really want to see that, watch porn on your own time. It's just my opinion. Well, he's right. Or you could always have the option to toggle it off. It's like, do you want sex in your game? Yes, no. So, that's an option. I understand. Like, how about we just go no and it all be no? I get that. But if we were to compromise, it could be as easy as a toggle.
Okay, but now if it was toggled on, could other players have to sit there and, you know, like for MMOs, if they toggled it on, the player
Okay,
themselves, would
if it's
everybody?
an MMO, I don't want to be like leveling my character, running around, turn a fucking corner, and the two people humping.
Yeah, see, that's my point. If that's allowed
Well,
in.
way back when WoW came out, if you remember, you and me were playing it, and we boarded a ship, which you got on a ship and you'd go off to another land, right? And
Yeah.
we turned the corner on that ship, and there were two people cyber sexing one another. It was like,
Oh
whoa, fuck! What
yeah.
did I walk in on? Whoa.
Oh, I remember that. We jumped off the boat, remember? We jumped off the boat.
Okay. Given these sales numbers, it is clear that wokeism is unlikely to be defeated by simply speaking out against it and closing one's wallet to it. Because you want to know why? The normie, the common, the average person who just be like, if it don't affect me, then it's nothing, and they're gonna go along with it, which
Yeah.
means they're gonna be slowly, little by little, brainwashed by it. In order to eradicate it, Fezer states, it should instead be treated the way we treat uh, that word, which I'm trying to avoid saying. And segregationism and other ideas that are inherently destructive of basic social cohesion as something to be purged altogether from school to curricula, government, and other institutions, as well as respectable discourse. And that sounds extreme. It sounds like extremism. It sounds like the same thing that the wokies are doing. I want to say right off, he's right. I absolutely agree. But then I'm going, whoa, am I entering into territory of the brainwashed wokies? Only the opposite, So it's kind of, you follow me?
Yeah, I think I do. But I don't know because I just feel like if stuff like this is allowed in single player games, what's to stop them from putting it into MMOs and then everybody else that don't want to see that shit gets subjected to it? You know what I mean? So I think the safer bet would just be keep it all out of games, period.
Or mark your game strictly adult. There should be a harder adult rating, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
know.
good
Maybe one
idea.
exists. I'm not real familiar with the video game rating systems, but maybe anything involving such things should be at the hardest rating.
Yeah.
Or okay, here's the thing. Here's a good compromise. Slap a label on that motherfucker that says uh LGBTQ involvement, or something along those lines.
Hey, that's a good idea. And the ones,
And then
that's a good idea.
whoever still wants it can grab it. Whoever sees that label and goes, "Oh no, fuck that," it would be fair and easy. Okay. Also, we're in a digital age where more and more people don't get labels, so it should be on every advertisement for it, every poster for it, digital or otherwise.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But you know what? I bet that if they did that, they wouldn't sell near as many copies.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Oh no, it's not. Because there's more people that don't want that stuff in games than there are that do.
Somebody comment here. It's called the Last of Us 2 effect. They gained the fan base with the first one and then pulled the rug pulled the fans on the sequel. As a result, the sequel sold only due to the first one, but the next product they make will fail. This isn't the win they think it is. And they really hit on a good point there. If you don't know, okay, you know the Last of Us TV show was made. And then they had this strictly gay episode, which was all out of place and fucked up. But anyway,
Yeah.
the first game was a really good game, and then the second game they put tranny sex in it. And I'm, don't quote me on this, but I think it may have been unskippable.
Oh. Oh. That ain't good. That's my point. These people are taking away other people's options. I mean, they're taking away everybody's options. So
They put what?
that's what I'm saying. It's like what
Yeah. Okay, I'm not super familiar with what went down with that game, so you can look it up and confirm it, what how it really went down. But to my limited knowledge, that's what they did.
well no, no, that doesn't work for me. That will never work for me. And if I had young children, I wouldn't let them play that stuff. It's like, no, you're not playing this. I'll show you games like Mario and Donkey Kong and all that, but you're not playing this new stuff now.
Okay, in more gaming news, Blizzard technical artists reportedly facing no repercussions after posting "Kill your local MAGA, I don't fucking know," on Facebook. Now, let me just note this: John F. Trent, he writes a lot of these articles, and I agree with a lot of them, but he catches a lot of hate for being too extreme. I don't know the full story on that, so I'm not going to comment all too much. Now, a report from former World of Warcraft team leader Mark Kern, aka Grums, claims that Hickey is not facing any repercussions for the post. Grums wrote next, "Nothing is being done. I have confirmed with insider sources that nothing has happened to the Blizzard artists who called for offing local MAGA. How the fuck am I supposed to say that?
MAGA.
Outrageous," he declared. "Imagine if he had said this about the left. Completely one-sided HR policies which has zero tolerance for this type of language unless they agree with it. Death threats are wrong, folks, and I'm tired of people saying they are just jokes," he concluded. We have Charlie Nuclear.
Hi, Charlie. Okay. You and me both know that World of Warcraft has always been very toxic.
No, in the
And
very first, okay, before the first expansion, it wasn't so bad.
yeah, I'm talking about after the first expansion until the time we quit. Um, and after a while, the devs and stuff, they would not do a damn thing about it. You could say anything to somebody, and they wouldn't do nothing about it.
It was the beginning age of where these people get on their systems, on their Xboxes or whatever the case may be, and they start calling everybody the forbidden N word and F word, and talking how they're gonna kill and sexual assault their families, and all this, right? It was the beginning age of that, and unfortunately that age is still upon us. People run their mouths because they know they're not gonna get smacked in it.
Yeah. Well, you remember when we played Conquer, everybody in Conquer hated Eggies.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah. This, I don't know how common this is, but eggies is what we called them back then, and actually everybody on the server did on this particular game. They were referring to Egyptians because they were the most toxic creature to ever play a game.
oh yeah. I mean, they would get on there and just talk all kind of shit. I mean, foul
and, they,
stuff
and they
too.
did this weird thing where they'd call you master. They'd
Yeah.
keep calling you master to try to essentially try to steal your shit
Yeah.
or
And
kill you in
everybody
game.
hated them. But yeah, I mean, this the person that wrote this article is right. If they'd have said the same thing about a leftist person or whatever, oh,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, a
Oh yeah.
big news thing would happen.
Congress would be talking about it.
Yeah, Congress would be talking about it.
This report is not at all surprising, given that Grums leaked a statement from Activision Blizzard CEO Rob Kostic, indicating he would be defying President Donald Trump's executive order regarding DEI policy. So the president of Blizzard and Activision Blizzard, right off the bat, be like, "We're not doing what the president's going to tell us to do. We want DEI." In the leaked statement, Kostic wrote, given the headlines around diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI programs in the workplace, is no surprise that questions that have come up about what the future looks like at Activision, whether our focus and priorities around DEI shift. To be clear, this work continues to be extremely important in everything that we do, he continued. It's important to our games, our culture, and who we are as a company.
Okay. So basically, they're saying F you to the president and the government.
Well, I've unless I'm mistaken, and there could be people here in chat that know better, but unless I'm mistaken, all the president has done is pull their DEI funding, and I believe the only place that the whole strict male female thing is being enforced is in government, which this is not in government. Now, uh, anybody can correct me on that if I'm mistaken.
Well, I think I seen somewhere where Google is redoing their DEI practices in accordance with the government. So one would think if Google is going to comply, that
Well,
Activision would too.
I don't believe the anti DEI is universal. I believe it's anything pertaining to official,
Oh, okay.
and also anything that was funded by DEI funding. That funding's being pulled, so their DEI program will have to be scaled down or taken away because their money has been pulled from it. That they, I would imagine they could still do it if they do it under their own money.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's fair. It's like, okay, you want to do this stuff, use your own money instead of ours.
Okay, so the head of Activision Blizzard. To fulfill our vision of becoming the most inclusive blockbuster games company, we have embedded DE and I uh, in every aspect of our operations. Huh? It's like, just what are they doing in those offices?
I don't want to know.
We can evolve our games to better resonate with a broader audience and to better foster community around the world. Don't they realize that the DEI community is like itty bitty, fucking itty bitty, you know, and the rest of us don't want that. Embracing diverse perspectives is not only the right thing to do, but it also enables us to make informed decisions that shape the future of gaming and entertainment. Okay, if I had to translate this, I would translate it to BlackRock and Vanguard is funneling them money. If I had to, you know, translate that myself,
Yeah, that's what it seems
we
like.
we have Sergeant Giratina.
Hi, Sarge. Oh, these people.
Uh, but there's more. There's more. It gets worse.
Oh, God.
One slide states that it is important that our games authentically showcase different cultures, identities, and lived experience. I have not lived those experiences. So I'm not going to. One example we're excited about is Catbat. The fuck? What tranny named this game? Um, Activision's first non-binary character, Catbat, made their debut in the multiplayer game Crash Team Rumble, an escaped prisoner of antagonist Dr. Neo Cortex as a lover of rock and roll. Catbat is also the series' first character voiced by a gender fluid actor who uses all pronouns. All of them? All pronouns? All of them?
Um,
Also,
um,
every time I hear gender fluid, I'm like, do they have a leak? What's going on? Why they got fluids having to do with their gender?
it would seem so.
Okay, I get it. I get it. It's like it means it's like a fluid. They can go this way or that way, but it just means they're retarded, and they may be leaking as well. And, you know, I'm not about to check.
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
They are spewing all their gender fluids on people, and yeah, they kind of are. I mean, you know, here's the thing: you're born with certain parts, and no matter what you like to fuck or have fuck you, um, this is hardwired. We are what we're born with. And if you're confused, just unzip and look down.
Yeah,
And why the fuck you gotta be telling everybody else you need to be like me? You need to be confused and stupid. Fucking why?
I don't know.
Fuck motherfucking cat bat. God damn, this shit's so fucking retarded. Cat bat.
That doesn't
Gender
even make
fluid.
any sense
There's a cat bat be attacking people with gender fluid.
because bats are not like cats. They're more like flying rats.
Well, the name alone is dumb, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this is from Blizzard. Oh yeah, and they're owned by Microsoft now. Blizzard, unless I'm mistaken, Microsoft bought up Activision Blizzard, and they are some of the biggest supporters of DEI. Now, I don't get, you know, what diversity, equity, inclusion. How does any of that translate to? We're gonna tell everybody about our privates, and we're gonna be mad at them if they don't do the same. You know, how
Well,
does that translate to I'm gonna forcefully tell everybody what I like to fuck and I'm gonna make them do it too.
yeah. Ain't nobody gonna make me do nothing.
I might
They're
have to
just
spill my
not.
gender fluid on them. Oh yeah, they come up. Like, my pronouns are blah 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 blah. No, I don't just flop it out and piss on them. Ah, that's what I am.
Well, you would have claimed your territory.
Well, I'm not. No, I don't want that fucking territory. I'm not gonna claim shit. No, fuck no.
No, it's a dominance thing.
I, that's not something you want to dominate.
This is very true.
You either dominate a mate or you dominate a another combative male in a different kind of domination, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
But something like that, you get rid of it or you get away from it. I'm not telling people go out and kill people. No, of course not.
Mm-mm.
But your instinct is like that thing don't need to exist.
Yeah.